Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kevin Alejandro, and my partner is Nuria Briseida, and we are going to talk about noun clauses. So we have different types of difference, like adjective clauses, adverb clauses, and relate clauses. So the first one is noun clauses. So what are they? uh, are a group of words with a subject and a verb that functions as a noun. So we can see we have the different functions of this one, like subject, direct object, indirect object, subject, com, subject complete, and opposite. So noun clauses are a group of words that has their own subject, but in the main sentence they act like a noun. They can perform several important functions. So here we have some different example of this one. If we can see, one of these one, it says, what he said is surprise everyone. I don't know why she left. So um, the direct object of the verb, the indirect object, the complement that follows, a liking verb, like is or even, and a positive that remains another noun. So the next one is adjective clauses. So what are they? A group of words that a group of words with a subject and a verb that modifies a noun or pronoun. So to begin with, we have relate pronouns who, with, like, that, or etc. Or related adverbs like where, when, why. So so let's look at the adjective clauses, like also known as a related clauses. Like these clauses has the function of describing or giving more information about a noun or a pronoun in the main sentence. They often begin with a word like that, who, with, was, where, or when. So to continue, we have different example of this one, like the book that I borrow from the library is very interesting. Another can be the man who is talking to Sarah is my brother, or this is my house where I grew up. So um, my partner is going to continue with adverb clauses.
Adverb clause was or they. A group of words with a subject and a verb that functions as an adverb, modifies a verb's adjective or another adverb, and answers a question like when, where, why, who, under, what conditions, for what purpose. And upper clause often begins with subordinate conjunctions, which are words that connect the upper clause to the main clause. Some common subordinate conjunctions include time, when, while, before, after, and since, as soon as, in place, where, wherever, use, because, since, as, conditions, if, unless, provides, that, and purpose, so that, in order that. For examples, When the rain stops, we will go outside. It's the time. And you can see wherever you like is the place. Because it was raining, the game was cancelled. It's a excuse. If you study hard, you will pass the exam. It's conditions. A relative clause remains the improves additional information about noun pronouns. A relative clause, also known as an adjective clause, is a dependent clause that modifies nouns or pronouns. In the main clause, it provides additional information about the nouns. It follows essential descriptions or identifies it further. Relative clause typically begins with a relative pronoun. Um, who um, who wants use it for people, which use it for things and animals, and use and chose possessions for people, things and animals, and thus use it for people, things and animals. Examples: the study house is says once the competence is very talented. The movie we watched last night was fascinating. The person that helped me was very keen. A conditional clause is a type of a verb clause that expresses conditions under which the actions in the main clause can or will take place, or simple terms it sets as scenario or requirements for something else to happen. Conditional clause typically consists of two parts, the if clause or conditional clause, and the part states the conditions, and the main clause or result clause. These parts state the consequence or result the conditions. A conditional sentence in English is expresses a different degree of possibility or certainty, and make tips and zero conditionals. The forms of the zero conditional is if, present simple, and just express and general truths, scientific facts, and habits and things that always happens under certain conditions. The number is first conditionals, and the force of the first conditional is if, present simple and will and can, may, might, and base forms of the verbs. And these forms use express our possibilities in the present or futures and is likely results. The other conditional is second conditional. The forms of the second conditional is if, past simple, and will, could, and might, and the basic forms of the verbs. This conditional use express an hypothetically or unlikely situation in the present or future and is probably consequence. The past involves in the clause in the if clause often has hypothetically means no a past time meaning for the verb, and to be where is often used instead of was in for English, informal English, regardless of the status. And another conditional is two conditional. The forms of the two conditional is if past perfect, will, could, might, and have, and past particle. This use express a hypothetical situation in the past that did not happen, is imagining past consequences. And nouns. with the examples. Examples with zero conditionals. If you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. The first conditionals. If it rains tomorrow, we will stay at home. And there's a real possibilities of rain. And second conditionals. If I won the lottery, I will travel the world. Winning the lottery is uniquely and the conditionals. If you have studied hard, you will have passed exams. You didn't study harder and you didn't pass. In the soul.
So to conclude, we had explored the five main types of clauses. So noun clauses with as nouns, adjective clauses with describe noun, adverb clauses with modified verbs, adjective clauses, or adverb. So we also describe nouns and conditional clauses with express, conditional, and results to understanding how these clauses work in a crucial form to communicate with people. So these ones are very important to understanding the functions of each type of clauses, improve our whole or communicate skills in English. So thank you for your attention.